everybody. Thanks so much for grabbing your PB&J and coming and hanging out with us this afternoon. My name's Erin Strayer, and I'm an accelerated business strategist. And what I do in a nutshell is I do strategic implementation and growth for female entrepreneurs. And we help you get clear and focused program alignment and getting you optimizing your results and increasing your engagement with your clients. And that's kind of what I'm all about. But this platform right here is called the Perspective Shifters. And it's an interview series that I've kind of put together for you on purpose, bringing you tools and techniques and resources to help with those pain points, right? Because we all got them and we have to have those resources. So I focus on bringing you those hot ticket items, and I'm super excited today to have, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm super excited to have Ashley with us, and I'm going to talk about this lady for just a hot minute. So, and then we're going to turn it over to her because she's got some stuff to share with you. So, this is what I know about this lady. She came into my path maybe pushing 4 to 6 weeks ago. And I'm telling you what, this lady is on her game. She is a force to be reckoned with. She knows her material inside and out. And the one thing that I have respected greatly about this person and this lady, and Ashley, you're going to have to say your last name for me when we got a second. You can pronounce it. I call you Schackow. This lady impresses me so greatly for the mere reason I don't have to reach out to her for updates. She brings them to me before I get to that point. That's huge in my world. Huge, huge, huge. She is a consultant. She owns a consulting corporation called Blank Slate Media, and she is all things around WordPress and websites and the design and the function of those. So, Ashley, I'm so excited to have you. Yay! Thanks for being here.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be here too. Oh my gosh, just so excited.
Yay, so we're just going to have fun for the next 20 or 30 minutes, and we'd love you if, one, we have a couple rules with the Perspective Shifters here. One, if you're here, let us know you're here. So raise your hand, give us a shout out. We'd love to say hi to you. Two, interact with us, ask us questions. If there's something that we can answer as we're going along, absolutely throw it out there for us. But on this Be Live platform, it's sometimes hard to see that you're here. So if you comment, let us, that's how we can see that you're with us. So say hi. We'd love to see you. So we're going to get rolling here because Ashley's got some stuff she wants to share with us. So, hey, all things WordPress, huh, girl?
Oh yeah, definitely. So to kind of give a short little background story. So my last name, first of all, is pronounced Shackow. But it's super funny because all my coworkers pronounce it just the same as you do. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's Shackow. But again, growing up all my life, I've had different variations, so I've gotten used to it. But luckily, hopefully, well, it will be changing soon. So I'm super excited about that too.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you. So, to give you a little bit of background, so I've been working with WordPress ever since I was about 14 years old. I self-taught myself HTML, CSS, and all that good jazz. And so I have pretty much lived and breathed in WordPress, figuring out different themes, going through the different processes, and just a lot of it was just for myself. I was a huge writer when I was younger. And so I did a lot of blogs and things like that. And so I eventually started developing it into more of like the commercial, into the business side. And slowly but surely I learned how to use all these different tools and plugins and things like this to make a beautiful, groundbreaking website that truly makes an impact. And so it's so phenomenal, like, to understand my journey, because I'm only 22, so I've been doing it for about 8 years now. But I'm just so excited to be able to continue on with this journey with my business.
That's so cool, and kudos to you, because so many 22-year-olds. One, I wasn't gonna call you out on your age, because I think you're brilliant at this point in your life. But so many 22-year-olds are just getting started, and you have 8 years of experience behind you.
Yeah,
look
it's
at you.
Phenomenal.
You own your own company. You're out there. You're selling yourself. You're providing this service already. At 23, 22, congratulations. That's huge. It's beyond impressive. You know what I mean? It's beyond impressive. And I think that you through the process of your 8 years of, one, teaching yourself, but then turning it into, that's a skill, right? You've taken something that you love to do and you've turned it into it's become a skill set that's in demand. Really.
Definitely.
Yeah. And you see,
For sure.
The people that come to you, clearly there are things that stand out as going, oh yeah, that needs to be taken care of.
For sure. Definitely.
And we talked about that. And the one thing that, and I'm stealing the show here because you should be talking, but the one thing that I was so glad that was on your agenda to talk about today was clear CTAs. And
oh my gosh, yes.
Right?
It is,
what is that?
Incredibly important. And for me as a web designer, it's a little bit more clear to me when I visit websites, regardless of what the purpose is. I mean, it could be anything from, a county website to, because I'm in the process of building a house, or even just a nail salon because I wanted to get my nails done. Or, just as an entrepreneur, checking out other entrepreneurs' websites. It is so incredibly important to have a clear call to action on your website. And my favorite saying is to help the monkey find the banana. Every person that comes to your website, they need to be able to find that banana. And whether it is because you want them to contact you, which a lot of us are service, a lot of us are coaches, web designers, graphic designers, we offer a service. We want them to know that they need to contact us. And the best way to do that is every single page needs to lead to that contact page one way or another. And so a lot of times on your homepage, a lot of us I have it as well, you have two options basically. You can do, you can opt in or you can contact me. That's what I want you to do. I want to connect with you. And so it is so incredibly important at the end of every single one of my page, let's chat. Let's contact me. Let's make that connection. And so when you get to a website where you don't know what to do, whether it's because the copy isn't clear, because you're not sure, what they're about, what they stand for, what services do you provide? You have to make it super incredibly easy for them to figure out exactly who you are, what you do, and what you want them to do. Because if you don't make it obvious, they're not going to know what to do and they're going to click off. That's why it's so important that in that first couple of seconds when your website is visited, that it is super obvious what you want them to know about you and what you want them to do.
That time to capture them is very, very short too, isn't it?
Yes.
It's like seconds.
Short.
Yeah. I forget that. I used to know the numbers on that, but it's less than 10 seconds. It's more like 3 to 7 seconds or something like that.
3 to 7 is what I've heard. Yeah.
Their attention. Yeah. So again, if you're going off 3 to 7 seconds, it's super important to have, hey, what I'm about, and I got to grab your attention, and hey, come here. Here's your banana.
Right. Exactly. For sure. And again, having that super duper clear call to action and knowing exactly, and a lot of it has to do with one simple thing, finding out what your why is, and being able to capture what your why is doesn't just help in regards to call to action for, what you want your visitor to do, but it captures who your exact audience is and also trying to figure out how you can capture them and put them into your website. It's so incredibly important as that. And again, a lot of times it can just simply be, making sure that your links follow up, following your guide. I've had before with some of my websites, I will have my, now fiance sit down and go through the website and watch how he interacts with it, watches how he goes through it as someone who's completely new.
Sure.
As opposed to me, I might be biased because I just created it. Of course I know where all these links go. I know how I want them to flow, but does it really flow?
Sure.
And another way too is through Google Analytics. If you have Google Analytics on your website, you can actually see that. You can see the flow in which the people are coming through, where they're clicking off at, where they're going, and watching their flow on your website. So that's a way to be able to measure your call to action too, see if it works.
See? Yeah. Why people need you. It's like little tidbits like that, right? How many people don't realize that Google Analytics will allow you to follow the flow?
Right?
Yeah.
I found it. I was like, it's gold.
It's gold. And I hope people that are rewatching this and watching the reviews on this and the replays are taking notes, because that's these are little nuggets, right? Like key little nuggets of gold that help you optimize and And if you can't convert your client because they don't know where to go, you're leaving people out there on the pavement, right?
Yep.
Like,
completely.
Your door's locked. Your door's locked.
Right.
You know?
And I mean, it can be as simple as having a broken link and then, they're lost.
Sure. And it's just as simple as that. And then they're out wandering, and then they're on to the next person because they missed the banana.
Right, exactly. And it also kind of goes into our next point too, in regards to with having images and copy that really flow and make an impact. Because if you're looking at that call to action and you know what that is, you have to have your images and your copy support it. And a lot of times I see where there's just a ton of text, but there's no images, or there's images and they don't really correlate with the text. You have to be able to use those strategically to be able to get the feelings out, to be able to support what you're looking for. Yeah. And this is something that I didn't at first grasp by any means. I had no idea. And then I started watching the behavior flows, and I started watching how people are navigating through, where they were leading off at, and where, they were kind of just like, they weren't converting it to be able to see that. Sure. And again, it has to do with that whole user experience, the call to action, and then going into the images, and then the copy that goes along with it.
It's so stinking important to tap into the feeling that you want your people to have, and then to be able to relate that, with your verbiage, your copy, and your pictures. Do those two even correlate? And is that
right.
your message across to them, to interest and grab them and get them to stay longer than 7 seconds on your page,
Exactly. And again, it does go back to that full user experience and what you're trying to convey to them. Yeah. That's what the whole thing is about. And that's what your website should be about. It should be about having a fantastic user experience and being able to, again, understand who you are, what you do, and where you want them to go.
Yeah.
That's like the top 3 things that your website should do for you, by all means. But also, again, provide them with a pleasant experience where they get lost into it and they enjoy it and it's visually appealing and they want to be part of it. And they start to fall in love with you and who you are because of what they see.
So somebody that's just starting out designing their website, or they want to change what they currently have, yeah. And they're taking some of these little nuggets of gold that you're dropping and trying to apply them. Would you suggest that they use pictures of themselves or stock photos?
So the best. Yeah, so the best way is to mix them. Figure out where you find them appropriate. So if you're talking about yourself and you're talking about your story and what you provide, I would definitely link yourself with that, because that's what they're doing. You're selling yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're looking more towards, like, for an example, like I have a resource library. I provide that and that's what I do, but I have a stock photo associated with it, with the whole library feel. And so, again, you can always play around with it. It's not, you're definitely killed, just because you use one or the other by any means. Sure. Again, it's just trying to create that flow and, being able to have that balance. Because, again, it's not necessarily, even though if you are, for example, like I'm a web designer, like even though that is my work, I don't have my face plastered everywhere because it's not all about me. Sure. And so it's definitely about finding the balance.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, that's so interesting because there's so many different takes on that, yes. You're selling yourself, I mean, really it's you and it's your face that's out there and your name. And, I don't know, there's so many different thought processes behind that. And are people looking to connect with the person or the service, or are they
right.
one thing, and to, like you said, make that balance happen is sometimes a tricky little strategic placement of pictures and strategic pasting, or not pasting is not the right word, but positioning of yes. your copy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
definitely.
Is columns going to be better than just an offset or in line? What's going to flow with your page as people are scrolling through it, right?
Yes. And I will mention this because I just thought of this as well, is when I first started my business, my name's not part of my business.
Right.
And so for me, I didn't really have a face to my business for about the first 6 months of my business at all. Like no one knew. I had a photo of myself, I believe, on the about page, but everything else was completely just business. It was all localized. It was all very corporate feeling. Well, in the past couple months, I decided to actually become the face of my business and actually not really like own up to it by all means, but, actually put myself out there as this is who I am. This is what I do, those things. And I've noticed an actual increase in my conversion because now people know exactly who I am and I've fallen in love with who I am and not necessarily just with the service I provide, but also me as a person and how I provide that service, especially in a super saturated market. You got to be able to really put yourself out there and be able to like, well, you're working with me, but you're also working with my 2 Basset Hound puppies in the back room, that are playing and barking and, all that fun stuff. So, again, those kind of little things too. I definitely did see a big impact in that.
Do you really feel that your market is saturated with?
Yes.
Really? Interesting. Is that a statistic that's out there and available, or is that just your thought process behind that?
So that's actually my feelings, but I think a lot of it has to do with just in particular where, there'll be a post and then there's like a gazillion people on there who are like, oh, that's what I do. I'm a WordPress designer. This is, and all that. I was like, okay. I mean, I definitely think there's different levels by all means. Everyone has different experience. And different things that they like. And I mean, I definitely don't think there's like someone exactly out there like me by all means with 2 Basset Hound puppies that they have, but at the same time, it's one of those, I do definitely think there's a lot of WordPress designers out there, especially in the making for sure. Yeah.
Well, WordPress in general has got kind of the market out there. So if you have a website of any kind or you're looking to get one, most of them are built on WordPress.
Yes. Yep.
People that have 8 years of experience are hard to find. People that are uber easy to work with and communicate with are hard to find.
Definitely.
People that listen to you and what your wants and needs are and verify that are hard to find. I'm just saying. That's Definitely. One thing that Ashley does, you guys. If you're watching this replay, I'm not joking. She's on the money with making sure she's clear with what you're looking for and you're asking for. Not joking. She's right up front all the time with communication and she's on it before I have to ask for it, which is, man, it makes my job so much easier in the rest of the big project, right? So those things are huge, huge selling points for you. You know what I mean? For people like me that are looking for you. Now, I'm going to go a step farther. I interviewed 7 people for the job that I had. And I chose Ashley, okay? Based on her interaction with me, the way that she answered my questions, obviously, the way that she went a step farther, and she looked at the project before even taking it. How huge was that? I mean, right when we were on the phone, she did that. And I think that's, those kind of things, if you guys are looking to bring somebody on board to do work with you, those are things that you look for in your person.
For sure. Definitely. Yeah. No matter what it is.
And that sets you apart. Quite honestly, 100% it sets you apart. So we're going to move on to your next item. Unless you got something you got to talk about. You got other stuff to talk about.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, you did say that. And I was like, oh, maybe. We definitely did. So another thing this is a nugget that I learned a couple months into my business and something that just exploded and made so much more sense was taking a contact form and allowing it to do some of the work for me. I am so incredibly busy between everything that I'm doing in my life that I decided that I wanted to be able to make my business easy, not just for me, but for my client, or potential client at that point, to be able to make sure that, we're going to be the right fit, to be able to see, what's going on, what their needs are and things like that. Because when I first started, I just had a very basic contact form that simply just had the name, the email address, possibly the website. I don't even remember if I asked for that. And a place for them to message me. So yeah, super duper basic. That's what everyone usually has. Well, when I decided to actually convert it over to one that was more of a questionnaire style, currently right now mine is still super simple, where it's not a lot for someone to fill out, but I know right away whether or not they're ready to invest because I asked that. I asked, are you ready to invest? And then I think it's the options of like, yes, I'm totally ready. And then the other one is like, oh, not quite yet. I got some questions, and to be able to know, okay, this is what we're looking for. This is their website. This is where they're at. And before you jump on that first discovery call, you're already informed. Yeah. You're not before going in kind of blindly like, oh, hey, so I got your contact form message on my website. So what do you need? What's up? And having that already general idea makes you prepared. It allows you to get some ideas ready. It really sets the tone for the discovery call and being able to also convert it a lot easier because, again, you're aware of what they need. You can see what they need, and you're able to already make a plan before you even get on the call, which is super duper important.
So is that something cool that is an additional piece of code that you put in? Am I giving away secrets?
No. So if you use a regular contact form, you would just add in additional fields. So
because I use I think it's contact form 7, I think is the one that I use.
Yeah. Yep. You would just add in an additional field. So I think even for contact form 7, all you can do, so you have your other fields, depending on what you want, you can just copy that part, paste it where you want it, and then just change it. So you would just change what the field names are right there within the plugin.
And you can add as many as you want.
Yeah, exactly. So I use, personally, I use Dubsado. So that helps me with all my different things. It's a content management system for entrepreneurs, and it has literally changed my life. I won't go into too much detail about that, but having that first intake form is super duper important. Now, I have seen other entrepreneurs who have at least 20 questions on there. That has been okay, I don't have time for that. No, I'm good. But having a couple questions in there to kind of get a feel of, whether, what they're looking for, what their price range may be, whatever you need to be able to set up that first discovery call for success, go ahead and ask it. A lot of people are already willing, or you can just put NA if, not applicable, if that's not what they need.
Right.
But it has helped so much to be able to, make those decisions in regards to, okay, what does this person really need from me? Is this something that, do we do a discovery call? Is this something I can handle over email?
Right.
That kind of thing too. So, again, you're looking to really up-level your business and, take your time and make a punch with it. Doing that with your contact form will definitely help with that.
Wow, that's just brilliant because so many entrepreneurs, coaches, I don't care what you do in the world, your discovery call, your vision call, your, hey, let's hop on the coffee chat, whatever you want, whatever you call it in your business, it's doing the same thing, right? You're pre-screening your people. You're trying to see if they're going to invest with you right now. You're trying to see if they're a good fit. You're trying to see.
Exactly.
And brilliant. If that, and a lot of us do, have intake guides and things like that. Hey, fill this out before we get on the phone and chat. But man, if it could be immediate like that, can they get off the form before they fill it off? Or does it have to?
It's all right there. So, if they wanted to, they could just, clear it and walk away, but again, a lot of it's just making it super fast and easy, but also grabbing a couple nuggets of information that'll help you.
Yeah.
So that's really the key in finding that balance.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's brilliant to, to optimize your time and theirs.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
They get a feel for you. You're not wasting time. You're about business. You're about wanting to maximize that time when you do hop on the phone together. Because you already have some information, you can already pre-check it out, see if it's a good fit for you before you even hop on the phone with that person, which is brilliant.
Yep.
It's brilliant.
Yes.
So, yay, kudos to you. What a great nugget there, man. Some massive nuggets today, guys.
Oh, for sure.
Notes over here on my stirable pad myself. I'll be watching this, watching this back. So this is where you find Miss Ashley. That is her website, and she also has a really cool Facebook page. Which, hang on here. is right there, Blank Slate Media Consulting, right there on Facebook. So,
Yep, yep.
yeah, your Facebook group page, yeah, you do all kinds of really cool stuff on there, don't you?
Oh yeah, definitely. I have actually just been, July has been such a big month because I have actually been planning so much stuff because my house has started to slow down where, they're off building it for me. And so now I can concentrate on, actually working on building my business before we move in September. And so I have been getting so much stuff together, so much ready. And I'm just super excited to start implementing this month. So yeah, definitely.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, listen, I am super excited. Is there anything else that's wanting to come out on you today? Because I know you have so many awesome little nuggets all the time to provide and push forward if something was hanging out there that wanted to come forward before we hop off.
Honestly, I would say that out of experience, even as a web designer, it is super a couple times in the process. Don't ever get discouraged if something's not working, if it's not looking the way you want it, you're not getting that conversion right away. It's a process. As you start to understand and look into it and to be able to, build your business, never get discouraged with your website because there's endless possibilities with it. No matter if you have a designer, you're looking for one, or if you're DIYing it, there are so many endless possibilities with it. And it's just an ever-changing platform. So just hang in there. Definitely know that it gets better by all means. And just be proud of what you're working on, what you're building, for sure, because that's the most important part.
That's awesome, and people, that's wise words from a a youngin. Wise words from a youngin. And I have really enjoyed our time today, Ashley. Thank you so much for rearranging your schedule because I know you did some manipulating of your time today to be with us. So I really appreciate that. And again, Ashley is brilliant, people. She's brilliant, extremely gifted. She's a optimizer. She's an organizer. If you couldn't already tell that, she's awesome with deadlines. She's punctual. She's on time. She's great with communicating, and I have been delighted and thrilled to work with her, and my client is as well. And yeah, this won't be the last that we work together for any stretch of the imagination. But I want to thank you guys if you've been with us today and we didn't know you were here, thanks so much. If you're watching this on the replay, super appreciate you hopping in and watching us. Share this with your friends. Give us some comments if you're watching the replay. If this is something that entertains you and that interests you and you'd love to come on and have a chat with me about whatever it is that you do that's amazing, hey, give me a message and let's get you on the schedule. So have a great day, everybody. We'll see you in the shift.